Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fableheim and Iratus, Wrath of the Necromancer on Eternal Harvest 5, the greatest difficulty the game has to offer. We resume the rise of the Supreme Lord of the Dead with the first obstacle in our path. It took 4 floors to get here, but the Pyromancer is the original 4th floor boss who I must admit I didn't account for at all. So today, we begin with some tremendous science. We have a lot to puzzle out in our approach to the Pyromancer, because her feature is bizarre. Her feature is that she does not escape, and attacks that ignite do not deal damage to the Pyromancer. My question is, what the heck does that mean? Does it mean she's immune to ignition, like her little pets are? Little fire elementals? Does it mean that she gets the ignition stacks but doesn't take damage from them? Or does it mean that she takes full damage from ignition but she doesn't take damage from the attacks that apply ignition? This is a question. These are all questions that we are going to answer in but a moment. Before we do, the only thing I have from last time is Brian correctly pointed out that I could, against some of our foes, specifically the Wardens, I could have used Mocking Riposte to interrupt their stances. That's a thing I totally could have done, instead of relying on the good Baron. But, I didn't. Partially because, funny story, I've killed a Fallen Dhampir using Mocking Riposte because I didn't expect her stance, which is a counterattack, to activate on a counterattack, and I killed her. RIP. But that was on the 6th floor, and that not here, so there's really no danger in me doing that to interrupt the Wardens, so good advice. I totally didn't forget they were capable of doing that at all. But hey, we move on. We live and we learn. And today there's a lot of learning that's going to be done. First things first, we have the Lost Soul here. She's not participating in this fight. But here are all of her skins. I love this new skin, and I've yet to really use it in a build. Feels bad. She is here because we're going to be sacrificing her to the Abode of Wrath. I'm pretty sure I've talked about the Lost Soul. No, I guess not. Okay. So the Lost Soul. She is a bizarre creation, and that she buffs enemies, and you really want to use her to try and manipulate the fact that she is buffing enemies. One way, of course, is with the Blood Phantasm and or Dark Knight to try and scale off of that. There's also a funny build where you have double Lost Soul, double Skeleton, and you basically just spam the initiative thing on enemies, and then you use the Skeleton's Smite, upgraded into Vorpal Smite, to have a 4% chance to kill the target on each hit. The reason is because for each buff the enemy has, the skeleton will hit an additional time. So you literally just sit there spamming this, hoping to, insta-kill a thing. It doesn't work on bosses, but it is a strategy people have used for Eternal Harvest 5 in the past. Hopefully, we never have to resort to that. But anyway, we're using her to upgrade the Abode of Wrath to give us 30 Wrath at the beginning of battle.
Built on a foundation of bone.
Indeed. Now for our test, we will be bringing the Horned One of the 3rd. He is here specifically to take damage. That's it. We have East Raphael because she cannot miss, and we have Red Sonja to see if the Crowpaw will activate on the boss. And we have the Unfrozen. This might be a bit peculiar, but there is something I want to test to get maximum damage out of the boss. That test is, does Call of Winter, which causes the target to take 30% more damage, does that stack with the Potion of Vulnerability? Because it specifically says it does not stack. Does that mean it doesn't stack with itself, with the spell that inflicts a vulnerability, or literally any other source of damage increase on enemies? We're going to find out today. Additionally, we are bringing the Unstable Armor and the Warding Pendant to provide additional survivability. And I have the Bloody Horn, but I'm going to dip out of it.
Now I will make mortals tremble before me. Well, even more than previous.
We will be bringing the Glass Dagger, just because that's what we're going to use in the real fight, so I want to make sure it all works out well. Is that everything? Yes, I believe so. So without further ado, let us go punch the boss a little bit. I'm not going to read the thing because this is strictly a test. I'm running through my brain all the scenarios to make sure this is indeed what I'm testing. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to read this text because we're not actually fighting her. We are just testing and then leaving. Red Sonja is the one with the Crowpaw, so she's going to delay. First things first, though. Drop this. So now she takes 20% more damage. We'll be using Israfel to remove her block, because this is what we're doing in the real test. Or the real fight. I'm just trying to emulate it. We will delay with the Horned One, so he goes... Oh. I've messed this up. I need to remove the ward. This should still be fine, I think. We'll just delay. So she is immune to ignition. Hardcore immune. Okay. Okay. That's not good. But she can be afflicted by the Crowpot, which is okay. Now comes the moment of questioning. Does this stack? It appears to. For one turn. That appears to be a stack. Okay. Then the game is set. And now we run for our lives. So the potion test was a success. The ignition test was a failure.
So, this is what 1,000 years of evolution looks like?
Oh, that's physical damage. Oh. If that was magical damage, we'd be in trouble.
Death has been denied. For now.
Okay. 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 Also, that's a little problematic, because I was expecting them to explode after 2 turns, not after 1 turn. So, with the Unfrozen, we are going... My plan, this is the backup plan. The backup plan is to one-shot... Well, the plan was always to one-shot the boss, but the backup plan is to super one-shot the last boss. So I'm going to give, unfortunately, this Unfrozen the level 29 Brain. I'm also going to name him Niflheim, because that was our original Unfrozen, I think. Or close to it. There's not a whole lot that he actually needs. I guess we'll go with the initiative reduction. Sure. Whatever.
I expect results.
We're also going to go with Embrace of Frost for the improved Ice Cube. This basically makes a target immune to damage, and they'll heal every turn 24, but if they take damage, they will get knocked out of the Ice Cube. So it will negate entirely 1 attack, and it removes ignition that's on the target. We'll be picking up... Does this matter, really? Attack by 40%. Wow. That's pretty nuts. Okay, sure. The Unfrozen does not have a whole lot of accuracy. For Call of Winter, we'll be upgrading into Winter's Grasp to increase the vulnerability from 30% to 40%. And we'll be upgrading the Ice Spear into Ice Lance to interrupt stances. I'm not sure how much we're actually going to be using the Unfrozen, but this is pretty important for what I'm trying to do right meow. And I guess I'm going to go with Ice River, sure, whatever. That increases it from 2 targets to 3 targets. Meh. As for his stats, just have some accuracy, some attack, some vigor. Sure. Good enough. Whatever. Whatever. So, the plan. I'm a little nervous, but here's the plan. Everything kind of rides on this. So we'll be taking Israfel out because we don't actually need the Mechanical Eye. The Pyromancer, I'm pretty sure her elementals are not evasive at all. She has 0 evasion. They have 0 evasion. So the Mechanical Eye of Israfel is not required. So we'll be having Faura Ul in front. She is going to be our front lady, of course, because she has the Drop of Divinity. Hopefully, it never comes to us needing this, but she has it just in case. Red Sonja is going second. Red Sonja has the Crowpaw, which does apply debuff. And she will be using the magical attack. Unfortunately, Faura will have to use the Disfiguring Flurry to remove the block. And Niflheim is going to be in the 3rd position to pull with the Winter's Grasp. And in the final place, we have called upon the Divine, the Sacrosanct, the Devourer of all things. Kevin, say hello to our new Hypercarry. So the plan is going to be, Faura is going to remove the block, which opens up the Moaning Chains attack. Red Sonja will blast her with the Terror Blast, which will be eaten by 3 wards, and then 2 hits, which will remove her resistance and apply 2 curses. Niflheim will pull her with Winter's Grasp to debuff her to cause all damage she takes to be increased by 40%. We throw the vulnerability potion on her to make her even more vulnerable and apply yet another debuff. And then we reset with the Science Mantle.
Fetching.
To give Kevin... I was really torn on what I'm doing here. Because I think I need the Berserker Potion, which is super sketch. Where even is it? This one. Target minion deals plus 25% damage and receives plus 25% damage until the battle ends. If I go with this, this is literally all in. This is the boss dies turn 1 or we're dead. That type of fight. It's between that or the Dead Leprechaun Potion, because the magic spell I'm going to use is Fate. But I don't think the plus 15% critical damage scales better than the Berserker Potion. Because if we put in some expensive stuff here, you see, we can get that to like 30%, which is basically another Winter's Grasp. I might gamble just a little bit. I don't know how... I don't think the Vulnerability Potion scales well at all. Let's check real quick. I checked this pre-recording as well. Yeah, that's not a very high scaling. I think it's better to scale the Berserker's Potion. We can just use the green parts that we have, though. It's fine. Okay, 23% more damage. We could also... I don't know if this is going to be better. An epic explosive mixture is like 20% to bosses, I think. But again, that's epic, and we don't really have the parts to facilitate that. So I think we got to go with the Berserker's Potion. Let's see if we can real quick make a good weapon.
Ah, the smell of successful alchemy.
Is that good enough? Let's go for good armor. I wish there was like an artifact or something that improved your chances of alchemy, of gambling.
Skeleton
Oh dear.
will clean up this mess later.
How much if I've rolled too much? Alright. Plus 30% damage dealt, plus 20% damage received. And then we cast Fate on Kevin. And with the Hero's Blood plus 100% damage and the Mutant Claw plus 25% damage, we hope that all of that is enough to deal 2,835 damage. Or close enough that our ladies can carry it home. That is the plan. With the Glass Dagger as well, we deal 15% more damage. I could... I could put in the Golden Rose. But I really think I need at least a little bit survivability. Just a tiny bit. So I might go... I might as well go all in. If I'm gonna go all in, I need to go all in. Oh, but I'm so afraid. I didn't do any math to know if this is gonna be enough. But Kevin, real quick before we do go in. Hate Eternal, upgrade it into Torment Eternal. This extends the duration of buffs by 1 turn, except for stuns. The biggest piece here is Chains of Anger into Moaning Chains. This increases the damage scaling for each buff and or debuff on the target. Mark of Retribution into the Mark of Vengeance, just to increase the retaliation attack. I went with Transfusion into Grand Transfusion, which is a Warden ability, mostly because it gives plus 5 health, and that's pretty important to Kevin's survival. Phantasmal Assault, I upgraded into Phantasmal Carnage. This makes the healing improved, vastly improved, from 45% to 75%, and Impale into Savage Impale so that a crit will deal extra damage. As far as the stats are concerned, I max attack, I max vigor, I brought armor and resistance both up to 10. Accuracy up to 141, 140 is my comfortable baseline of accuracy, although that might change, who knows. And not in luck and evasion, because who cares? And Kevin cannot scale his block and ward, which is why I actually think it's pretty important to bring the warding pendant. But he's immune turn 1, and our goal is to kill turn 1, so I might as well lean all the way into it. So I'm going to. Alright. I don't think I can prepare any more, Tim. I think I have prepared the most that I can prepare. Is there anything I can give you that would immediately help? I could give him a Crowpaw, which would apply one more debuff. That's like absolute desperation. And there's nothing here that helps me at all either. We just gotta believe. Believe in the heart of the cards.
It embellishes my undead features.
I'm going with Cursed Grimoire. We should have enough Wrath, but just in case we need some more. We're going with Cursed Grimoire. 100 health. Have I distilled? No. We distill for the damage increase. Have the Vulture's Feathers. Sure, I don't care. This tongue is never seeing use. And this weapon. Distillation plus 2 attack. There is nothing more that I can do to prepare for this combat. It literally all rests on Kevin's shoulders. And honestly, I think that's the way he likes it. So here we go. The Pyromancer and our super duper greedy ploy at killing him. Her, excuse me. Having a reputation for being dangerous and unstable, fire mages are usually kept far away from civilization, lest you be faced with 1 or 2 city-wide firestorms. The Pyromancer was responsible for one such fire before she was handed over to the mage school as a young girl. Even there, she proved to be more than a handful and earned the enmity of all her teachers. She has since finished mastering her powers while working as a mercenary in a company that was brave enough to let her tag along. The Pyromancer does not hold back, and everybody knows it. Things must be getting desperate if this fire-eyed spellcaster was hired to join the fight. Okay. Faora goes first. She strips the block for Kevin. Our magic is going into Fate. Disfiguring Flurry. Press. Block gone. Niflheim is delaying. He goes after Red Sonja. I'm going to drop the Potion of Vulnerability now.
Rivers will run red.
We use Terra Blast to strip her ward. Apply 2 curse and this debuff. Kevin is immune. Kevin delays. Niflheim pulls for the damage mitigation increase. Or decrease. She's in the first position. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 debuffs. Berserker Potion on Kevin.
Rivers will run red.
106 to 111 damage. Who knows how many multiplications are in this right now? We're going all the way. Kevin, please live up to your name. Uh-oh. That is nowhere near enough damage. Oh, I didn't fate! Okay. I have one more chance. I don't know if that would have been enough if I fainted, but I have one last shot. They're all going to explode, which means Kevin is dead. But we're going to see. So this is Faora. The only way to get one more debuff. I'm going to trap her. No, I shouldn't, because these are all going to move. So I can get one more debuff by doing this.
Give them no mercy.
We apply 5 more curses.
Now that's gonna leave a mark.
We do this again to refresh it. I fate correctly this time.
Death predestined.
I think we win. Kevin dies, but I think we win.
It will take more than death to stop my legions.
Oh. We did it. Which means if I remembered to fade on the first run, I would have killed her. Oh, that's so sad. I was so nervous. Like, I was legit shaking because I was like, I'm going to forget something. Something's going to go horribly wrong. But we did it.
Terror will overflow.
I hope we did it anyway. Ugh. Please give me my hero's blood back.
My will is a tide
No!
that will wash away your pathetic civilizations.
They gave me the mutant claw back. I needed the other one video game. Rip. Rip, rip, rip. Oh, I could have cheesed it too. I could have Alt F4'd, right? Oh well. We have 2 talent points. We live with that decision. I think that was a good decision. Or, I think that went almost as well as it could have gone. Yes, I could have not lost Kevin there, but I made a mistake. Hopefully Kevin forgives me. Well, desperate times called for desperate measures. Thankfully, we didn't lose anyone else. The broken orb, ally or minion gains +1 block +1 ward when ally dies.
Behold my work.
We're just gonna fully distill here. There you go, Niflheim. Thank you for showing up on such short notice. Flip those around. I probably should have put someone in the arena as well, but oh well. I guess the Baron's waiting for more attack. So here we go, to the Cathedral. We're gonna need the Hero's Blood back, but I'm sure Kirovets can provide. The Cathedral is the heart of the Order's power. From here, the Grand Magister commands his fanatical forces and enjoys total dominion over the surrounding lands. Usually, one might only hear whispers in the hallowed corridors, but now they are filled with the sounds of blades being drawn and armored boots hitting stone. Dim moonlight pours in through the high windows as an unearthly battle cry bellows forth in the decaying throats of your minions. It is time to finish this war. You have clawed yourself up from the bowels of the earth, and you will not let a bunch of priests and paladins stand in your way now. Your undead may be vulnerable to their holy powers, but your superior strategy and numbers will see you to victory. And finally, establish your eternal kingdom upon this earth.
It embellishes my undead features, no?
Back to the unstable armor. Triple champion, and then we'll take a look at the map. I'm still recovering from that Pyromancer fight. I knew I was going to mess up too. That's why I sat before the combat like double, triple, quadruple checking. And I think I even said it out loud that I was going to fate Kevin, and I just didn't. Rip. So anyway, these are the champions. They're actually very dangerous. Oh, they're also very evasive. What the 92 to 135 damage. 160% accuracy, so they're going to hit most things. 74% evasion. And 100% luck. They crit every single hit. When an ally is defeated, they receive plus 25% damage until the end of combat stacks and cannot be removed. Might as well Infectious Lunacy here. Am I going to need to raise my accuracy threshold? Because that's what it seems like.
Ah, your frail body's fail.
Let's see how much damage we do. Okay. We have a slight problem. Just a slight problem. I'm gonna have to get some bodies up here. I don't think I can get away with this greed on this floor.
Perish.
Oh, yeah. That's about what I thought. Just don't do it again. Okay, he's dead. I'm gonna whip the Baron.
Strength through pain.
And delay. I could have used the curse and then whipped him.
Make them suffer.
How much initiative do they have? 14, okay. I don't know if this is going to be enough, but I am going to try and scythe him. Oh, it wasn't enough.
You break it, you end up replacing it. Got it?
It's Raphael. Did she got one shot, right?
You know, if this keeps up, I'll be done purging the world ahead of schedule.
The ashes return. Enchanted clothing, Niflheim is full health. Oh dear. Now, I've always said that the champions are horrifying. They've always been my priority target, but I didn't think they were going to be that horrifying. Right. I don't know which of these I need for the graveyard, but I'll just take the bright, sure. Okay, before we reassess, before we sit down and reassess, let's see what path we're going to take, shall we? Looks like we have another diagonal map. Okay, I see how it be. So we want to try and get the most out of this. I would like another hero's blood, another coward or a coward's foot, and funeral coin would be cool. I'm trying to think of what else we need for the end fight. I think that's about it. So, coffins or altars? We're pretty okay on chests. I mean, obviously, a spear would be cool, but that's not really necessary for what we're doing. I see some paths, but none of them really overlap with what I want. Like, there's double coffin here. If we go hard on the coffins, which are completely RNG, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Are they all over there? No, there's one here. There's 2 altars here. I think I'm going to just go hard on the coffins. Which means going this way. Cutting like right through the heart of the map. Another not so great map layout. Champion, Paladin, Champion, Priestess. Ah, great. Do you remove debuffs? I don't remember. Big heal. Stance and ignition. No. What was the item that... Oh, Israfel had the mechanical eye.
It's no goal, but it will do.
Okay. Okay. The Nails of Pain, by the way, are a good item. They increased crit damage dealt by 20% and reduced crit damage received by 20%. That might be better than the Halo, actually. With the Baron, if I scale Fate with it. Okay. I'm fine with that. One more talent point till we have... Bod. The Enchanted Clothing. Minions gain +4 armor and +4 resistance until the battle ends. This seems okay. Greedy, but okay. Alright. Off we go. Shuttering off a huge portion of the map always feels bad, but I don't know what else we can really do, because we really need the pieces that we really need. Makes sense, right? I think I'm going to hold my mana, because I'm probably just going to be fate spamming now that we have the Nails of Pain.
My kingdom comes!
Good job trying to ignite me. I'm definitely applying block here. Please hold. Okay, that works too. This is from behind, right? No, it's just a 50-50. Oh, great.
Ooh, hope there will still be enough left to reanimate.
Okay. Focusing on the champions. I need to make sure the champion is in dying range, so that he doesn't benefit too much from his buff. That's a next turn heal. And dead. Another 50-50.
Predestined.
From the Dark Gods. Nailed it. 25 times 9. I don't think that's enough. But now it's enough. Delay. I don't think the priestess can heal. No, she's not even gonna try. I was gonna say, I don't think she can heal immediately, but cute of her to not even try.
Carve open their husks.
116% accuracy. Do you think 10 Vigor will help the Horned One? It's just 10.
Extinction of life.
But at this low health pool, the Horned One should be really tanky. Super duper tanky. That is a lot of healing. Yeah. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Okay. I think I can kill him. So we're going to Dispel. Oh, by the way, the Knight's feature is that every time he takes damage, he gets +2 attack, stacking up to 10 times. So, actually, things that scale off of buffs and debuffs do really, really well here. Which is hilarious.
This will be your end.
Hilarious in the context that I just lost the character that scales off of attacks, or buffs and debuffs. But I'm scared, team. I don't know. This is an insane amount of damage coming out from the enemies. The Priestess has no feature, by the way. Just an insane amount of attack. At 193 to 217. This might be sketchy.
Your frail bodies fail you.
That is a lot of damage. I have to decide kind of right now if I want to Dispel it. Let's see. Probably not. She's probably dead. 210. It's really close. 210 plus 42. I think she's dead. But Dispel is basically free, so I should just do it anyway.
End of magic.
I'm pretty sure she's dead. Yeah. Glad to see my quick math is somewhat right.
Mop up the gore. I'd hate to see plants using it as fertilizer.
Ah, the Horned One. This is scary. With the steel, we have brought ourselves up to 4 talent points, which means we can get the Finger of Death.
With knowledge and will comes victory.
The power of FOD, I mean, it does damage, yes, and that's all nice and dandy, but its true power is that it removes all blocks and all wards, which opens up a lot of potential for Demahe. A lot. Our next combat is a Knight Priestess Champion in Paladin. Paladin. I'm trying to think, is the Horned One? There's no way. I just had a thought. There's no way. The Horned One's raison d'etre, however you pronounce the reason to exist in French, is to be there to take damage and to apply block and ward to his friends. We can all agree that's the reason he exists. Now, part of the reason that works is because the Horned One is thick, and I'm beginning to ask if he's not thick enough. And you might be wondering, if the Horned One isn't thick enough, then who in this forsaken place is thick enough? Well, would you like me to tell you? And it's risky, but we're kind of already playing in that direction, with the Scythe of Oblivion being our hypercarry. Alright, I'll be right back. We're gonna get a little frisky. And I'm actually gonna use the mortuary for once. Wow! Welcome to the battlefield. For the first time this series, the Wraith. Named courtesy of Chazakil, this is Raziel, the Angel of Mysteries, and a mentor to Chazakil. The name suggestion was for a shade, wraith, or anything magical, and, well, magical it is. Now you might be wondering, how on earth is this flimsy ethereal thing with tentacles tankier and thicker than the Bone Golem? That's because the entire game plan for the Shade, or for the Wraith, excuse me, is to not get hit. That's technically true for the Shade as well, but they're less good at it. With max evasion, the Wraith has 41 evasion. That's not why he doesn't get hit. It's because of the Phantom Clothes along with their new feature. With the Phantom Clothes, the Wraith receives +5 evasion for each block or ward applied, and they can get their block and ward up to 4 each, which means this is plus 40 evasion. When combat begins, Raziel will be at 81% chance to avoid hits. Yeah, that's cute and all. But we saw that the champion had 163% accuracy, which is a lot of accuracy. The new feature for the Wraith is that each turn they gain 5 accuracy and 5 evasion at the start of each turn until the end of combat, stacking up to 6 times. So it is possible, quite easily, for the Wraith to become evasion capped at 200%. Or 100%, excuse me. 200% evasion would be hilarious, but evasion does cap at 100, unfortunately. And there are enemies with 200% accuracy, meaning that they counter it, but one enemy countering our build is better than 3 of them. Or all 4, in fact. Now, I did max out his accuracy, which I was thinking about for a while because he does gain accuracy, accrue accuracy over the turn, but there are worlds in Eternal Harvest 5 where the enemy has a lot of evasion. So much so that 145 still doesn't guarantee the hit, so with the growing amount of accuracy, this caps at 175, which still might not be enough to hit at some enemies, but it can guarantee that Raziel can at least always hit an enemy. I've given Raziel the Crowpaw. The Wraith doesn't make the most use out of it, but he can make some use out of it. And of course, dealing damage to stress, aside from just sitting here looking adorable and creepy, the Wraith deals stress damage, which we still scale off of with good old Baron Rivendare and the Scythe of Oblivion. And of course, good old Red Sonja is tapping into that stress as well with the Crowpaw. So this is what they call those good old-fashioned dual-channel builds. And Red Sonja is getting more attack. Also, the Wraith can increase anyone's evasion. I went with the Ectoplasmic Cloud, which just increases its duration from 2 to 3 turns, thinking that primarily he'd be the one to do it, because even with plus 35, that doesn't bring the Fallen Dhampir's evasion up. Well, it could. It could bring it up to meaningful levels, if we put points into it, which we haven't yet. We also upgraded Terror Wave, the Wrath ability for the Wraith, into Echoing Terror, which makes it so all enemies lose 20 evasion each turn. We upgraded Evolution into Survival so that we can reapply Block and Ward, which again equals 10 evasion. We do have to move backwards, though, to make that happen, but we have a lot of maneuverability in our team, so I'm not concerned about it. Ghostly Fire into Ghostly Inferno. I love this upgrade. It makes it so that instead of hitting 2 targets, you hit 3. Very good for the Crowplow application. Necrotic Wind into Wind of Oblivion. This one's kind of irrelevant, but we can remove all buffs just like the Good Baron if we are in the 3rd or 4th position. And Cold Grasp into Far Grasp, because it gave me more evasion. And does more damage, I guess. Sure, whatever. Remember, with the Fallen Dhampirs and their Terror Blasts, we are removing all resistance from the enemies. So we didn't really need another way to do that. So with all that out of the way, probably shouldn't distill if I don't need to. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Knight, Priestess, Champion, and Paladin. Now, Paladins counter the stress builds with this, basically, but there's a cute way around it. So the Holy Aegis is a stance that deals 200% physical damage to any minion that deals targeted stress damage to an ally. And there is the operative word. Targeted. Targeted. If you ignore that, then you're good to go. And I'm pretty sure Red Sonya's thing won't count. Guess we're going to find out. Also, much like the champion, the Paladin, wow. 2 connects so far, very unfortunate. The Paladin, who has 189% accuracy. See, this is the counter to the evasion build. But when an ally dies, they receive plus 25% damage reduction until the end of combat, so it's a little sketch.
Take everything from those you defended.
We'll see if Raziel is up to the task, currently sitting at 86% evasion. And hopefully it continues. Now, this is not a remarkable amount of damage by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm hoping that it's enough to kind of trigger Scythe of the Oblivion kills.
Death predestined.
And it just might be. So now that that's dead, we're going to have to kind of focus on the Paladin, because I've learned my lesson. Last time,
savor these last few
on Eternal Harvest 3, I had Paladins that had plus 75% damage reduction, and it was not pretty. Now we are getting into very dangerous territory. I'm thinking real quick. With our 3 lovely ladies. But I think I just keep going. I need this to tick again before I can kill him, I think. I might give it a shot, though. We'll see. Oh.
You will soon embrace your new existence.
That's right, the 50-50. Okay. Start of the next turn. Yeah, bro, about that. Well, we use this to remove the block, and I'm just going to have to cancel the stance. Because she gives block +1 block, +1 ward for each debuff she removes, which... don't know if you noticed, we have a lot of those. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Gonna have to kill the paladin, I think.
Ah, your frail bodies fail you.
Oh dear.
Now that's gonna leave a mark.
We still have block. There's a world, I think, in which I switch places with these two. Five times 17. That's so close. Wait, no, this one. That's not gonna kill it. I can't do enough damage either, I don't think. Is Valora being in the first position better or worse for her? I don't actually know. Being in this evasive cloud gives her more survivability against the knight, but it doesn't do anything against the paladin or the priestess. Let's see. Nailed it. And now I'm going to kill the paladin.
Death predestined.
Fate, and off with your heads. Get some healing in there. Okay. Now we kill the knight.
Terror will overflow.
I should probably start working on the priestess as well. I was kind of hoping that I'd have enough to just kill him, and I might. Oh, I don't have enough wrath, though. Ah. Okay. That still stays there, by the way. I'm a little concerned about what the priestess decides to do. Oh, this is very bad timing. Very bad timing. Thankfully, I still had one of those.
Rivers will run red.
I think I need to swap these two to try and keep them alive. The question is, do I think that the priestess will heal him? Even if she heals him, will it be enough? I should take my kills.
Maybe I'll craft this one into furniture.
This also allows me to reposition Red Sonja. This has put me in a slightly awkward position. But I think I can survival forward. Nailed it. Alright. And now I'm pretty sure she's dead. That was pretty terrifying.
Your frail bodies fail.
I'm so scared. All the time.
As your suffering ends, your service begins.
Champion, priestess, paladin. Give me a break, game.
Skeleton will clean up this mess later.
So we have to murk the champions. But we can't let the paladin just run free reign to either. I think it's worth it to put on the warding pendant. This is actually terrifying. This comp might have a chance. No, because everything has a bazillion accuracy. But I don't know what we would put in front. 163. There's a chance Raziel could avoid that. Why does everything have so much 200% on the Zealot? Okay. I see how it is, game. Isn't there an accuracy reduction potion, but it's not, like, good? Target minion gains. Where is the enemy? Target enemy loses. Oh. Just for the battle. I was hoping it was everyone loses accuracy.
With knowledge and will comes victory.
I'm gonna make the Essence of Wrath potion. I might make the explosive mixture, but we don't really have enough parts. What goes in here again? Zombie, bone golem, or ghoul. Alright. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Last combat for today. I wonder, even without the hero's blood, I wonder if Kevin would just be better. Because there's not a whole lot of block on most of these. And the amount that exists is small. So we could literally turn one somebody. Just because of the amount of debuffs we have. I wonder. The biggest concern would be that
perish.
That's almost enough. The biggest concern would be the survivability of Kevin, which is questionable at best. The hero's blood makes it so he can't be damaged turn 1, but then after turn 1, it's fair game. Thankfully, he's dead.
Death delivered.
I might be able to kill the champion this turn.
Hope there will still be enough left to reanimate.
I guess the question is, do I want to, right? Because the paladin. I'm operating under the assumption that she's going to heal. Yep. Saw that coming from a mile away. This guy's in scythe range. So we can start damage on the paladin.
Ooh, hope there will still be enough left to reanimate.
I don't think I got the drop of divinity. But that's okay. Because he's dead. D-E-D, dead. We're definitely going to burn the paladin now.
My kingdom comes.
I definitely think that Raziel is surviving better than the bone golem, who every single encounter was inches away from death. I'm gonna have to go at the end of the turn to keep dumping things into this guy. The priestess is gonna probably heal, but she might stance. No, it just flat out heals. Okay. See how it is, lady. It's fine. I can do this. Mwahaha. And now, off with your heads.
Predestined.
So close. And yet, so far. I don't actually know if I can kill him. So I'm gonna let fate decide.
No mercy.
We're gonna let fate decide if he lives or dies right here, right now. He dies, okay.
Ooh, this one voided its bowels just as it died.
Thank you for your contribution to our success, priestess. I appreciate it. Cowardice. Wow, look at that. We actually got a Q off on Raziel.
Another step towards my eternal kingdom.
The Martyr's Rags. The minion has a 100% chance to redirect an attack targeting an ally behind them to themselves. We can become one of those annoying knight thingies. Is the arena vacant? it is. That's not good. But I don't like the Murder's Regs because there are times, shocker, when you don't actually want an attack to redirect. Who could have seen that coming? Do I want Mocking Slap? There are worlds in which Mocking Slap might just be enough to push me over the edge. Okay.
I can't wait to try this out.
So Cursed Doll is just a flat magic dealing attack. It's just like the dread thing that I don't like. Flaming Skull sets someone on fire. It's very minute, so I never use it. But Mocking Slap is a magical attack. The spell power scales 1.6% off of, which is not, it's okay. But it additionally deals 50% magic damage if the target is on fire. There are worlds where that damage is enough to push us over into a threshold for the Baron or anything else, just killing something. Wait, was that max attack? Max attack! You'll love to see it. So let's pop over to this, and then we'll head to the ranks. The final chest for today shows me... Ooh. We have the Amulet of the Dream Eater, decreases critical hit strength of enemies by 30%. This would actually reduce the damage of the champions quite significantly, because they only ever crit. But I'm pretty sure if the champions are hitting me, that means I have no block, that means I'm gonna die. That's how that goes. The Ring of Darkness, minions gain +6 dread until the battle ends. That's okay. Or the Destruction Maul, at the start of combat, all enemies lose 1 block and 1 ward.
I'll take it as tribute.
That's what I'm taking. So, next time, we will begin with an elite champion, elite inquisitor, priestess, and a paladin, as we continue our march towards the ancient coffins to cross our fingers and try and roll another hero's blood to revive the one and only devourer of all things. So thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. With the wall climbed over, we find ourselves beset on all sides by enemies of unimaginable power. I do really like this tech piece. I guess that's what Raziel is now, a tech piece. And I think we can kind of carry this all the way. Let me know if you think a Blood Phantasm should come back right now. As mentioned, though, I am very concerned for his safety, considering everything is killing everything really fast. But we'll find out next time just how fast we all die a very painful death. Where is she? There she is. She's the offensive spellcaster and super annoying. Okay, bye!